Thank you so much for tuning in to She's All Over the Place with Kiriaki. That's me. All right, here we go. Season 5. How you doing? Happy New Year. I want to start off by saying thank you so much for your patience. I had no idea I was going to take this much time off from season 4 to season 5. The Women Empowerment series, it was so powerful. I didn't know how I was going to ever end the season. There was just so many epic stories from all these international women. So if you haven't checked out season 4, or if you want to go like re-listen to some of the episodes, please do. They're such valuable, iconic episodes. And normally my season goes around like 22 episodes and I do a bonus of 23. But that season went like 30, I recorded like 36 episodes. I think like 30 or 33 of them were posted. But so I just really took some time off, and I was traveling and I was meeting up with people IRL, and I just was on a whirlwind, which I'm going to share some of those things with you today. Maybe get into some details, maybe also, bring on guests from some of the things I'm going to chat about, and we can get more in depth later on in the season. So I just want to first also say thank you so much. Because of you, we are in the top 1.5% of all podcasts, almost 4 million podcasts. And I built this IP from the ground up from 2019. I wanted to get on the train tracks, 8 or 9 years earlier than that. And I didn't know how, but I finally started my podcast journey in 2019. And season 2, we became top 5%, which was awesome. And then in the middle of season 4, we became top 1.5%. And I have been off season since the last week of July. We still remain in the top 1.5%. So let's go to the moon. We're close. We're almost there. So let's see where we're going to be this season. But yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you for tuning in, subscribing, sharing it just with one person who you think will get a lot of value from what we're going to share. I'm going to get more raw and real with you. It's a very intimate season. Each episode is very special to my heart. But again, because of you, we're in the top 1.5%. So I'm truly grateful. If you want to, sponsor the show, financially support the show, there's a link below, the first link. You can click on it. You can support me. I'm an independent podcaster. I'm so grateful. And I hope you get a lot of value, even just by sharing this with others, that, supports me and it supports you by us being the ripple effect and healthy communicating these messages and these valuable things to others. Yeah, with that being said, thank you so much. I'm going to also, with that same link, there's a newsletter you can subscribe. And then also you're going to be able to, any single episode you listen to, write in the topic giveaway and talk about something that you learned or something that you want to know about. I'm taking requests for the show of topics and things I can confront and give education on. And we're going to be doing giveaways every single episode now. So it can be like a 30-minute, 50-minute Zoom with me talking about how to build a podcast, talking about voiceover, acting, music, photography, connecting you with referrals and contacts of people I know in a specific field if I don't know in particular like where to send you for a book or something like that. We're going to be giving away poetry, art, NFTs. I have amazing artists on this season who are going to be a part of the giveaway, giving you amazing art from some top creators in the world. Yeah, so with that being said, so make sure you click the link below, the first link, get on the newsletter, and then also enter the giveaways because we're going to be doing giveaways. And if you want to sponsor the show and support the show, please do. Anything really supports and helps. I want to give you the run of the show because I'm switching up the format. So this season, it's going to be 16 weeks. Okay, I'm going to commit to 16 weeks, which I'm really excited about. And instead of it being once a week, every Tuesday, it's going to be 3 times a week. So on Tuesdays, it's going to be traditional Hollywood. I'm going to have actors on, voiceover actors. This season, we have casting directors on, producers, financiers, people who invest in feature films. I'm going to have them on. We can talk about the process of raising funds, filmmaking. I have directors on. And I have this one director on. His name is Fred. He is a director over at Realm FM. What happened was, since season 4, I was auditioning through one of my voiceover agencies, and they booked me on a role, and it's called Blood Forest. That's the name of the project. It's a union project. 2 amazing casting directors, females, bosses who cast network television and films. They cast me on this audio thriller, and I would love for you to check it out. 1 episode was released per week around Halloween, so all 10 episodes are now available for you to binge. I play a character called Alex Keys. She has the keys to the truth. And so I'm going to have Fred on. We're going to talk about him as a director, and we're going to talk about Blood Forest and the actors. So definitely check that out. Okay, so that's what we're going to do for Tuesdays. I'm really excited about the guests that are going to be on to empower you, to give you inspiration and tools and brushstrokes how you can proceed in 2023 with your career in entertainment. And then on Wednesdays, I started a new segment called Culture Kids. So if you want to go to Twitter and Instagram, I'll have the links below, but you can follow Culture Kids XYZ. It's Culture, Culture, Kids, Kids XYZ. That's on the Twitter handle and Instagram. And I started this new project called Culture Kids XYZ. And so what I'm going to do is everyone in the blockchain community and artists, people who are creating content on the blockchain with NFTs, non-fungible tokens, and people who are making moves in the community of Web3, I'm going to have them on so people can learn about that topic, in addition to how you can pivot entertainment, acting, and Hollywood into Web3. So I'm really excited about that. So you might be wondering, what is Culture Kids? So I had the grand opportunity, and I'll talk about it in a little bit, of all these things I got involved in from the beginning of August until now in Web3. And I thought, like, okay, how can I do everything I'm doing, but through line in one? In addition, like, not forgetting about myself, because I was curating art shows and exhibitions all around the world, and I was speaking on stages. I was like promoting and supporting other artists, and it felt really good, but also it was like a lot of energy, and I felt really depleted as well. And I wasn't focused on like putting my own art out there in such a way. I was focused just on building community, which was great, and I'll continue to do so. But I need to make sure I don't forget about myself. And I know a lot of people, they'll put other people first and do things for other people, but then we forget to buy something or do something for ourselves. Like, we'll go, to great lengths for other people, but, when it comes to ourselves, sometimes we don't do that, and we forget to include ourselves. So I had to make sure on my journey, I was reflecting to make sure, like, how can I put myself first without feeling selfish? How can I put myself first and still honor myself in my art, but also do it with other people and honor other people as well? So I created the Culture Kids XYZ. I had this idea, like me as an actor, me as a voiceover actor, me as an artist, musician, being into fashion. And so I created this project, and we shot an episode of it, and I'm going to be putting it in Web 2 in film Freeway, like I did Couples Therapy. So like people in Web 2, directors, producers, distribution companies can see it and stuff, and they could offer like a movie deal, a TV show, and it could bridge the gap for Web 2, Web 3, because it's all like Web 3 led. It's Web 3 lingo, it's Web 3 vibes, Web 3 brands, music, fashion, the culture of Web3 and NFTs. So that's what Culture Kids is all about. I had the opportunity to premiere at Art Basel in December of 2022. So that was really great, and people were laughing nonstop. It's about 9 minutes long right now, and the DP and editor are working together, and we're going to chop it down to like 7:30. When we get it to like 7:30 minutes, I'm going to put it into the film festivals. So I just released just the opening on my Twitter, and it got, some good views and likes and stuff. So if you want to check it out, it is on my Twitter. It's pinned to the top. It's going to be pinned to the top for a few months. And my Twitter is Katie Chonacas, KATIECHONACAS, KATIE CHONACAS. It'll be in the links below. But also you can just check out the Twitter of Culture Kids XYZ. I put it there as well. Okay, so moving right along, then I'm going to release on Fridays. It's going to be a wellness day. So it's everything wellness, beauty, self-care, holistic, mental wellness, things of that nature. So I'm going to have a scientist on the show. I'll probably put him on that episode on that day because it's apropos to, knowing oneself on a cellular level and things of that nature. So yeah, that's kind of the run of the show. And also switching up the format a bit, I did bring on some co-hosts. So I have some co-hosts who will be on the season 5, and I'm going to see how it goes. So I'm really excited. Just a recap, we'll have 16 weeks. As of right now, it'll be 3 days a week. Tuesdays are traditional day of everything Hollywood related and entertainment. And then Wednesdays will be everything culture kids, the blockchain, entertainment, the arts. And then on Fridays, we'll have wellness, being sassy, flossing and bossing, divine femininity, things of that nature, just like checking in with ourselves and just getting raw and real. We have some like really cool episodes. So I'm excited to share with you really soon. Okay, now I'm going to take you back to May of 2022. I went to Gary V's VCon, which is amazing. I chatted about it in season 4. If you want to go back and listen to the episode VCon, it was really aspirational, talking about, being kind and how the people in the world who are happy need to get louder because there's so much noise and chaos of all the drama and stuff. And we need to be louder and happier, share our gratitude and our kindness and our love more. The world needs more of it. So if that's you, which I know it is, open your voice and take action to lead thy way. No one's going to show you how to do it. I mean, I guess in a sense, by listening here and people like me can, encourage you. So you can have the encouragement, the support, and have role models and things you tune into. No one can ultimately make the choice, the decision, but you. Caroline Myss has this amazing TED Talk on choices, and she talks about micro choices and macro choices. It's about an 18-minute watch. I highly suggest checking it out. Caroline Myss, MYSS, and YouTube, her TED Talk on choices and the power of the choice. She's brilliant. So after Gary V's VCon, the next weekend I flew to Orlando and I spoke at PodFest. It was so cool. And I was talking with podcasters how to pivot into Web3. And as independent podcasters, we're already like collabing in that kind of way. I think it's going to be like a really fun process for podcasters and artists, people who like to collaborate with other people, to start utilizing the blockchain. And let's just be clear about the blockchain. Everything's about like wallet hygiene and safety, cybersecurity. So you have to like be really smart about it. And not everything needs to go on the blockchain. Think about like when you recycle something and like landmines and there's just waste in the world that we don't need. Not everything needs to be minted on the blockchain. Not everything needs to go onto Web3. It's just, so just be mindful when exploring and doing that you're being mindful that it's on the blockchain, and we could get into that into more episodes in the season. So that's really cool. I was my goal was, when I was a kid, when I was 14, I wanted to be on stages and I wanted to share with people things they needed to know and gift them inspiration. And the only one that stopped me was myself. In my mind, I had it all planned out, but who is going to listen to a 14-year-old girl who wasn't traveling of the world yet? So I made this commitment to myself to get all this experience to travel the world, which I've done now. And then, finally I started my podcast and things came full circle and I wanted to, be on stages. And so I made a goal. And last year in 2022, I was on like 8 or 9 stages. So yay, that was awesome. So I was on stage at PodFest educating podcasters. That was really fun. And then I had the opportunity to go to San Diego and be a speaker at NFT San Diego. And I was on an inclusive diversity panel, supporting. And then I also did a solo panel. And then I invited my friend Axel, who's a filmmaker who's going to be on the season as well. He works for Tom Belu and Lisa Belu. They have Impact Theory. You might listen to Tom's podcast, Impact Theory. They have 5 now, and Lisa has Women of Impact, her podcast. So definitely check those out. So my friend Axel, he's the creative director for them at their company. And so I invited him to the stage with me, and we talked about, mental wellness and NFTs, the psychology of NFTs and storytelling. And then I was offered to be a speaker in Austin, Texas at an NFT conference. So that was really awesome. During NFT New York, I met Noam from Future Shape 360, and he invited me to help curate the first ever Future Shape 360 summit in Denver. And I helped with the women empowerment panel as well. And I was on the stage, and we were chatting about in-depth conversations and moving the needle as innovators, as creators, as entrepreneurs. So whichever profession and things that lead you, how can you move the needle and do it in an ethical way? So that was awesome. And then I left Denver and went straight to LA, and I was a speaker on a panel at Expoverse, which was awesome. Then I did some virtual conferences with We Dream, and I worked with them during NFT NYC. I helped with their launch. It was an art crawl, and I helped curate hundreds of artists internationally, which was really neat. And it was 12 galleries in Soho. It was pretty amazing with augmented reality. Maybe we'll have Peter on in the season later on. And then I spoke at Art Basel at the Women in Web3 Summit. It was really cool. It was like all about fashion. It was really neat. In addition, it was my 10th year anniversary of going to Art Basel for the very first time. I went with Jay Loganhorn, who I love near and dear to my heart. Went with him in a crew like in 2012, and we were like at Dior and like Paper Magazine party, and it was all like fashion and art. And then I went in 2021, and it was like just like all Web3 heavy. It was like super cool Web3 heavy. Love that experience. And so in 2022 was my 10th year anniversary of going. And not only did I go, I went as a speaker. And not only did I go as a speaker, I actually raised funds for 2 different projects, pioneering and sowing seeds and taking a piece of land and just creating something for people. Like I did that. I just had a vision to not only premiere Culture Kids, but to support other people internationally. And so I was able to work within the Web3 system to raise funds, not only to show Culture Kids and premiere at Art Basel, but to help other artists and pioneers and founders showcase their platform and create something really special. So that was a huge learning experience. That's for another episode, not right now, but it was cool to be a part of those projects, pioneer at Art Basel. And so that's kind of like the roundup since I've been connected with you last of what I've been doing. And here we are. I am well rested. I definitely rested and took it all in. I had to digest all of those amazing women from season 4, and it was so impactful. Oh, also, I released the very first actor headshot on the blockchain, which is cool. Maybe we'll do like a specific episode about that on Culture Kids, or I could just share some with you now. But I foresee back in the day, there was like black and white headshots. Then it was like colored headshots. And then it's like you don't even take your headshots. Everything went digital. And they're all on, Actors Access and Casting Frontier, breakdown services. And I foresee in the near future, it could be a fine, organized way for people to find talent internationally on the blockchain by looking up their headshot and by looking up, their stats of, what they're into. So you have to put in if you play golf or if you are a biker, you, like your specialty sports and languages that you speak. If anyone's been on those sites, you have to fill it out for 10 minutes of your skill level of what you do. So that could be really cool if it's on the blockchain and things were more organized in a way. So we'll see. If you're an artist, definitely check out Searchlight. They are amazing. In 2022, I was a part of, I think, about 11 art exhibitions internationally, showcasing my art, my poetry, spoken word poetry, voiceovers. It was amazing. I have never been in so many exhibitions in my whole entire life. It was just so awesome, and it was all done digitally. So that's the really cool thing about art and tech and the blockchain, being able to take your art and your projects and put it on the different platforms. So I'm going to round out the episode now. So we're gonna kick off. I'm so excited for season 5. It's gonna be quite the journey. I'm excited to learn and grow and learn with you and be connected more. So make sure you're tuning in and sharing it with one person. So here's some news for you. I just posted it on my Instagram today. In 2022, in December, I got a call and I thought I was done for the year. And my agent at Vox, my voiceover agency, called me with a direct booking from a casting director and from a client, a direct booking for a huge voiceover gig, union, SAG-AFTRA voiceover gig. Like, I didn't even know what the project was until I got that. They're like, do you know why you're here? And I'm like, no, because they had an alias name on the thing. And then they told me. So they haven't announced it yet. So I can't say what it is yet. Hopefully we can reveal it during the season. But I was told it's like pretty massive. It's a pretty massive project. So that was the way I ended my 2022. And this is the way I came into 2023. And I've just been like, relaxing and just soaking it in and like really decompressing. But I'm really in gratitude and I feel very, very blessed. And I'm excited to be able to share it with you here first. Yeah, I have this book. My sister, we got to have her on in the season. My sister, she got me this book. It's a year of gratitude journal, and it's 52 weeks of prompts and exercises to cultivate positivity and joy. So maybe you want to pick one up too, but I'm going to be utilizing this journal. I'm really grateful for it. Just right now, just focusing on the podcast for the next 16 weeks, voiceover auditions and bookings, and Culture Kids, the acting project that I produce, I directed. I'm going to have a screening for it in New York. So if you are in the New York area and you would like an invite, definitely check out the link, contact me, and just put giveaway-New York City so I can send you an official invite to the screening. We're going to have that, which I'm really excited about. If you are in Los Angeles, if you're a filmmaker, a YouTuber, all that jazz, a podcaster, my brother, Tim Chinakis, has new studios on Sunset Boulevard in Sunset Plaza, and it's called Gold Tree Studios. So check out goldtreestudios.com. You can look at them on Instagram as well, but it's gold, GOLD, tree, TREE, studios, STUIDOS.com. I'm really proud of him. He's my brother, so obviously I've known him since he was born because he's my younger brother. To be able to witness his journey, and he's been through a lot. And I know as individuals, we all have our own stuff we grow through and lean into, and things that we take on, it makes it more difficult and harder on us. I can speak for myself, but I have realized by keeping those things in, it has power over me and it makes it worse. And it's hard to move through it. So I'm doing my best to be more vulnerable and to let things out, even if it's a script, a one-liner, a secret, or something I've been holding on to, because it's really taxing and toxic, not only for me, for the environment, because we're all connected in more ways than we could ever really understand. But yeah, shout out to Tim Chinakis, Gold Tree Studios. Definitely check it out. They have a movie theater, a full music production studio with all the most advanced tech in Los Angeles. They have 8 editing bays, so you can edit your project there, even if it, and then they have a whole finance department. If you want to pitch your project, your TV show or your movie or something to get booked, just contact them on the contact page and tell them that She's All Over the Place sent you, and they'll have a look at it. Sounds good? Okay, so I'm ready to do some giveaways, so definitely go to the link below to contact, sign up for the newsletter, and write in the subject giveaway, and just tell me one thing about this episode, and make sure you share it with one person on social media. And you can tag me, Chinakis, CHONACAS. Yeah, that's CHONACAS. You can tag me on Instagram. You can also tag Culture Kids if you want to, Culture Kids XYZ. All right, with that being said, we will see you next time, which will be tomorrow. We have an episode. It's going to kick off Culture Kids. And actually, I recorded her last October. I thought I was going to be starting my season 5 a lot sooner, but obviously I didn't. She's like 13 years old, and she's a 13-year-old artist. And what a great way to kick off Culture Kids with actual a real child. So her dad was with her the whole time. So she had his permission. Yeah, so that's exciting. We'll have Hollywoods on Tuesday, and we'll have Culture Kids on Wednesday, and then Friday we'll have like the health and wellness and fashion, things of that nature on Fridays. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon. Ciao. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Kiriaki, over and out.